Hello? 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 How is everyone? Congrats to Just Your Casual. Welcome back. It's been a bit since I've seen you. Congrats on first. Hello, Softy. Hello, Ness. Hello, Cap. Hello, Sadira. How's everyone doing today? It's nice to be at a beauty. Thank you for the head pats. Hello, Cap. Oh my gosh, what a wild time last week was. What a wild time. Hold on, let me mute what you're listening to and you guys can listen to the Dead by Daylight music because it's honestly just it's a vibe right now. It was awful. Not even midstream. We're near the end of Indigo Park and then my computer dies. It dies. I have people look at it who know much more about computers than me. Many hours were spent from Thursday, Friday, and then I had a friend come over. He looked at it for like 2 hours and was like, yeah, ain't no way. So we went and we got a new computer. And now here we are. I have it all set up. I was able to put my old drives in this one, so it wasn't too bad. And here we are. We're here. We're streaming. And you know what? I have an even better computer than I did before. So it all works out. Yes! Yeah, play date everything. Hell yeah. I need to play that game still. I have it and I haven't played it. No, for real. K. That's potassium. It is working well. It is better than my old one, so I'll be able to play, I would have been able to play Silent Hill probably without any issues. But it's pretty. It works. It's good. I have more space, so we're good. It was just unfortunate timing, and computers are expensive. Computers are expensive. So why am I being quizzed right now? What? So I don't remember. I feel like I'm being baited into something that I don't want to say. That one person who came into chat the other day and had like a weird name, and I was like, I don't even know what that means. And then my sister decoded it, and it was like, I swallow cum or something stupid. I was like, that's not even a good joke. That's not even a good joke. Like, I wouldn't even feel like if I said it, I'd be like, oh, you got me. I'd just be like, oh, okay. Do you guys want to hear a really embarrassing story about something that happened to me yesterday? We're gonna play this game soon, don't worry. I need a chat. So yesterday morning, I went on a walk, right? I had a little bit of weed, which may or may not impacted the rest of what happened. But I was on a walk and it was a good walk. It was a really good walk. I was enjoying nature. The walk was so good that what happened didn't even ruin the walk, okay? I saw some very beautiful flowers. And in that moment, and this was what the weed influenced, is I was like, I'm going to record myself saying that I would want like a flower presser or like a flower pressing book. So then that's something I've wanted for a long time and I always forget I want one. So I take out my phone to record myself saying that because in my mind, I will never forget it if I say it to my phone, apparently. You do have one, Softy, and that's what made me think about it in that moment. I was like, Softy said they have one and I need one. So I'm doing this. I'm walking down the street. I'm on the sidewalk though. I take my phone out. I record. I say flower pressing book thing, and then I immediately fall. I like was stepping off of the curb to cross the street and I immediately fall on video. Mind you, I am still recording with my phone and I fell down. My leaked I haven't watched it. I made some people watch it, but I don't want to watch it. I don't need to see it. I lived it. But like My knee, I have like a huge like that image, huge like scrape on my knee from falling. I twisted my ankle, I hurt my back, but I was laughing because I thought it was funny in the moment. Like, I stand up and I look at the camera and I go, that was so embarrassing. I just fell. I just ate shit while I'm walking. All I wanted to do was take my phone out to record a video saying I want a flower pressing book, and then I immediately fall. Of course, I sent it to my sister. And she was like, "Are you okay?" Well, I think the first thing she said was ha 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 ha. And then she was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "That was so funny. Thank you for sharing it with me." She said, "Your face was so neutral as you fell." I haven't watched. I don't want to watch it. I don't need to see it. It's not for my eyes, okay? But I just remember, this is like the second time I feel like I've nonchalantly fallen in the past few months. I will say, I did think about sending it to some people. I was like, hey, I need to share this with people, but I didn't. Oh no, the whole video is just my face. I told my sister that she could share with my family. I was like, you can show them. I think my dad would enjoy it. Softy, I almost sent it to like you flippin' toad. I almost sent it. After it happened, I was like, I feel like I need to send this everywhere because what the fuck just happened? And of course, the entire walk home, I'm like laughing to myself because just in this crosswalk, I just fucking splat. It was really funny. It was really, really, really funny. For real, like, there was one morning I went on a walk and I was like live posting. I was fucking like, hey everybody, and I'm like, oh, I just walked into a tree. And then a little bit later I was like, I just walked into another tree. I was too busy on my phone. I usually try not to be on my phone while I'm walking because being a woman outside is scary. And also, like, you gotta like, you just gotta pay attention to your surroundings. You never know what's happening. But yeah, I ran into a lot of trees that day because I couldn't stop looking at my phone. I don't even know what I was doing. I'm just socializing, I guess. And I'm just like, oh, phone. Being an IRL vlogger is dangerous for real. Don't do it, guys. I could never be an IRL vlogger. I would like die while trying to vlog. I'd fall one too many times. I'd run into the wrong tree. You'd have some like scary bugs in it or something. Okay. Well, that's what's been up with me. What's been up with me? That's what I've been doing. An old sketchbook for my flower pressing. It's not anything fancy. I need to set one up because I need parchment paper, I think. Because I tried to do that and then they all got they got moldy. So I'd have to dry them first or something. I need to look into how I need to properly do it. Of course, I love it when I have a story. My story was me yesterday fucking falling. It was hilarious, honestly. I didn't fall or anything today. I know. I have a few flowers that I've pressed that definitely have gotten moldy. Mosquitoes that have terrorized me instead of sketchbooks on my bedroom wall. Ew, clean that up. Ew. I'm sorry, but you just please tell me you don't have like a mosquito graveyard on your wall. Ew. There has been a mosquito that has been terrorizing me for quite some time, and I need it to be gone. Okay. Let us play our game. I'm resizing everything, sorry. Gaming. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know much about this game other than it's the Dead by Daylight dating simulator. I'm gonna let you in another secret. I'm not that big on Dead by Daylight. I have not played a ton of Dead by Daylight, but I can appreciate the characters. I can appreciate them. I feel like this game's kind of quiet. And the art is so... Wait, I'm so sorry. I just realized how small this is over here. There we go. Yeah, so the art's pretty good. I looked it up. I opened it earlier to make sure there wasn't like a streamer mode or anything that had to be censored. I also did some Googling. And what I learned is that there's no... allegedly, there's no not safe for work content in the game, so it doesn't matter. Just read the Dead by Daylight part. Yeah. I don't really ever played Dead by Daylight. It's just not... I play with my sister when she really, really wants me to. Really wants me to. But I'm not huge. We'll do Meenks. That's my name. You wake up on the beach soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it to gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from or a single fact about your life. What you do know is that despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. I don't want to be coughing on you guys. we're just wake up on the beach and wet, right? Ew. I wouldn't like that either. An unknown beach. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can I go on? Why is the narrator addressing me? I need to adjust the size of my chat. Get bigger, please. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm blind. I need this to be big. Okay, here we go. The narrator is addressing us. Because I can give you a minute. We got plenty of time. Endless time, really. An eternity, if you catch my drift. Whoa, not now, Ocean. Sorry, Meenks, may I continue? But please, go on. Okay, then. As I was saying... You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Ew. A decomposing face stares at you from the beach beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit, a stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? Run, close your eyes, dig up that face. Why kinda? Let's run. You turn away from this wretched sight and begin to run, but the beach, it's endless. Despite how far you run, you get nowhere. Exhausted, you stop and look behind you. Your footsteps are raced by soft blue waves. You turn inland considering your lack of options. You've got no choice but to walk into the brush. However, the beauty of the beach is not shared by the darkness of the palmy woods before you. There's nothing inviting about that shadowy forest. Terror freezes you in your steps. Why are you trying to run away? This is paradise. You're here to enjoy yourself, don't you know? Have a little bit of fun. Take charge of your own experience. Well, that was sure weird, that voice again. Do oceans normally talk? Your memory isn't right, but you're pretty sure you remember learning as a child that oceans do not speak directly to people in spooky terms. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger any longer in your current situation as you feel something soft bump into your foot. It's a ball! When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in sand there next to you. You stare down, frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please? You turn around and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Huntress! I mean... I don't know who this guy is. I only know Huntress. Yeah! This guy! I only know one of their names, wait. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers? I don't know, not to be judgmental, but that's just the energy they put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? Okay, he's the trapper. There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at the monstrous lineup of, well, literally monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? Toss it back, kick it back, say no thanks, say nothing, do nothing? We'll toss it back. You bend down and grab the ball. It's warm from sitting in the sand on this beautiful day. When you give the ball a toss, it arcs beautifully through the air and lands right into Huntress's hands. Not bad, stranger. Huntress's muscles ripple as she grips it in her hand. You look up, you look her up and down and consider what it might be like to be held tightly in those strong arms. Warm, perhaps. Maybe a little sweaty, but that's okay. It's natural. Try hard much? Blech. This is Spirit or the Spirit? She's Spirit. She looks very disgusted right now. They're speaking directly to you, but you still can't bring yourself to reply. You're in trance. When you snap out of it, you realize that everyone has gone back to the volleyball court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened? Worried? Excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away. But at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a blood-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Meenks. You were made for this. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all gonna work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. Ooh. Seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the game just by showing up, nitwit. And I guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best to just go with what the trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold for pretty much anyone who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was Wraith. That sign means he was done with the game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care why this slack-jawed moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't, and then strikes this pose? What the heck? I will say though. At least not yet. JoJo's! Oh my gosh. Steel Ball Run comes out soon. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey, Meenks, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. This is a timed quiz and it'll be very important later. Very important. Or not important anyway whatsoever. Probably that one, I can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Very, not at all, average. Are you supposed to say average? Pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk. Or a grizzly bear. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Invisibility, flight, or super strength? Flight. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly. Honestly, it's not all that's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What's your best subject in school? Math, history, or skipping class? Why did I have to give my two worst subjects? They gave math and history and then skipping class? I was bad at math, I was bad at history, and I didn't skip class. So I was equally bad at both, and I was pretty bad at both of them. I'll say, actually, I guess when I got more to college, I was good at skipping class. Yeah, I didn't think she really flew either. I thought it was, more of a hover. It's different from flying. I wouldn't even hesitate to say she hovers. We'll say skipping class. You could say I major in skipping class. If I had ever gone to school, I'm sure I would have done great in skipping class. I prefer skipping over walking almost always. What's your favorite animal? Dog, cat, or mustelid? I don't know what that is. Time to Google. Oh my gosh, those are cute. They're like little ferrets, little weasels. You're a lot of steps for someone that just flies. No, I dropped something. No frog option. Yo, what the heck? We'll say this little guy because he's cute. Be honest, you have no idea what a mustelid is, and you're just hoping it's some secret answer that results in a hilarious Easter egg, right? Actually, I googled it. And they're cute. Because there's no Easter egg. It's just another word for ferrets and stuff like that. What's your favorite color? Blue, blood red, or 3-day-old corpse? 3-day-old corpse. Nobody would expect me to pick this, so I'm gonna say 3-day-old corpse. That's a pretty edgy answer, right? I'm pretty dangerous. I talk about corpses, no biggie. Those are no good to me unless they've been frozen. You'd be surprised by how quickly good meat can spoil, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm still getting to know you. What's your dream job? Astronaut, nightclub promoter, not working at all. That one for real. We get to do whatever we want. Why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness in some kind of grand crusade. These damn millennials. Best flavor of ice cream. Vanilla, chocolate, or horse flesh. We're gonna say chocolate. My favorite flavor is pain. Delicious. Same. And his is vanilla. All of those are favorite, but his is vanilla swirled with pain. Okay. I think mint chip is the greatest flavor ever conceived myself, but enough about ice cream. Am I right? Hold on a second. This reminds me. I am right. Always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator. You rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule on this island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Mint chip. So obedient. I think you're gonna do just fine. I've never had horse. Mint is so good. You forgot how large Trapper is in this game. He's pretty big. I'm hiding him, but he's pretty big. Anywho, now they know so much about you. I'm sure this group wants you to start getting to know them. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big, dumb idiots. Okay, they have a romance. I see. Hey, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time, but things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observations, life is nothing but suffering, and society is a careful, calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. Better to choose just not to take part. Jeez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh, no, wait, I'm remembering Spirit's story now, and that's almost exactly what happened. Hey, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's a lot of fun to be had on this island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body. I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog body. It's not nice. He's not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with Meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat docked nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him, he just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate the endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuit of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I found the water calming, simple, beautiful. Hey, what about a volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out at right there. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Where do I want to go? Oh, where do I want to go? There's volleyball. There's lounging. Thank you for the head pat. We're gonna lounge. We're gonna do this last one. No, that was the yacht? No, I don't want to go to the yacht. I thought that was lounging. This is unbelievable. That's the one I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go to the yacht. Yeah, it had a chair and the lounging was the last one said, so I thought it was going to be the last option. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Perfect. You obviously have a modicum of taste and good judgment. At least I hope you do. Guess we'll find out. Worst case, we'll find out how strong your bones are, how heavy you are to pick up and throw, and how fast your lifeless body sinks. Should be a pretty chill day regardless. Hold on. Just for one moment. Wait, Dwight! This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also the cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived the interview process, I mean. Hence why we shall heretofore refer them to them as survivors with a capital S. These two have worked here for a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. Sorry. Anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with your options whenever possible and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. We don't have much autonomy around here. The least you can do is allow us to do our job. The most you can do is help us get off the side. Dwight! Yes, pardon me. Please follow us. Hey, narrator? Yes, something I can help you with? Those two, Claudette and Dwight, did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape? That? No. I think you're mistaken. It seemed like Dwight was asking for help to get off this island, though. Oh, right, that. Yes, that's true, he was, but he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway. A couple miles south of here. It has much fancier accommodations than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes with a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity. On this island, your decisions matter. Mostly. But I agree with them. Not like that other island. So, what'll it be? This is volleyball, I think. Wow, it's so exciting to have someone else into athletics on the island. Spirit and Wraith are so boring, and Traptor is so predictable. Relying on brute strength to win games, he has no respect at all for grace and skill. Thank goodness you didn't choose the yacht. What kind of person wants to be a sitting duck in the middle of the open ocean? You're just asking for a sneak attack from an elk. Wondered how long it would take for her to bring up an elk attack. Game's starting up again. Make sure you're watching close. She's really something, huh? Elk don't swim. Live in the forest long enough and you'll see an elk swim. Believe you me. Believe you me? Live in the forest long enough and you'll see an elk swim. Believe you me. Okay. I believe you me. Here for me, cute stuff. The killers resumed their place on the volleyball court and resumed the match they were playing before you arrived. Hey, fancy a lemonade? I see you working for thirst, eyeing those bouncing buns playing volleyball. Claudette hands you a lemonade. Ooh, so fresh, so tart. She leans in and whispers in your ear. Who would you bet on to win? Who's the MVP of your little heart? You're nervous. You don't want any of these killers to hear you talking about them or not talking about them if they're into that sort of thing. Just pick someone, please. It's not like we got all day, night, week, month, year, lifetime, eternity, or anything. Who put sand in that guy's shorts? Sheesh. Okay, I think, oh gosh, who do I say? Oh, yeah, I'm good. I think my knee hurts the most because I definitely scraped it up, but I'm good. Big hat person? I'm either between Huntress or Spirit. We'll do Spirit. I think Spirit? Good answer, except that Spirit overheard you. Of all of us, you chose me? You're clearly not paying attention to how much I hate this game. I haven't so much as lifted a severed hand. Also, betting in any way, shape, or form is a huge turnoff to me, by the way. Any fool knows that gambling is just another system meant to imprison you into debt until you slowly go mad and kill your entire family. Okay. Okay, I thought we could bond on, yeah, exactly, being a fellow ghost whammon, but no. No, she doesn't want. She doesn't want it. This girl's not fun. She clearly doesn't enjoy the thrill of the hunt. I mean, the thrill of a fun and relaxing beach game. Cannot relate. What? That literally happened to me. My dad had so many money problems, he felt so backed into a corner that he literally hacked me into chunks. Well, sure, but I don't know. Pretty bad stuff to happen to all of us, you know? Don't tell me to calm down. Not me. Nothing bad ever happened to me. I'm living my best life. I know what you're thinking, but it's not the time to point out the giant hook-piercing trapper's body. I know you're not really trying, but I guess I thought you just looked pretty cute anyhow. Fine. Thanks, I guess. Wow, what a game. It's a tie. Can there even be a tie in volleyball? No one knows since this is everyone's first time playing. These killers don't usually have time for team sports amid their busy schedule of brutally tearing survivors to shreds. Hey, is Claudette crying? Are you okay, Claudette? Probably just shedding a tear for her lost fellow survivors. You know, this resort had 4 employees when it opened. It's nothing, I'm totally fine. Whatever you say, boss. Oh look, the killers have dispersed and are all cooling down in their own way. Spirit's reading a novel, Trapper's stretching sensually in between chainsaw curls, Wraith is standing on the beach desperately hoping that the sand will swallow him up, and Huntress is doing some target practice with her bloodied hatchet. You feel a nudge. Dwight is looking at you expectingly. You should really make a move. Life is short. You could get snuffed out any time of day. Carpe diem. Carpe PM. Carpe nauem. Go ahead, chat one of them up. So which color has caught your eye? I'll just keep going with Spirit. You make your way over to Spirit, who's deep in a thick paperback novel. She looks up at you. Surprised that someone like you has the time of day for someone like me. Weird thing to say since you barely even remember what someone you are. So far, she seems like an unpredictable gal, though. What are you, thinking about right now? Vengeance against my father? What else? Man, this chick is emo. Seems like she'd be great to hang out at the mall with you and help pick out a pair of giant ugly boots. Hey, they'd probably not be ugly, okay? Things are getting pretty gothic up in here. You want to run with that or maybe change it up? Stick with vengeance. I know, parents just really don't understand. It's like they were young once too, but they managed to forget what it was like. It's so frustrating. right? And then they become so obsessed with their job, with their status, with wealth and society that they become completely crazed and end up murdering their whole families. Yeah, it totally blows. I hate parents. My dad was like, "You're too young to get your ears pierced." And I was like, "But mom got hers pierced when she was a baby." And she was like, "It was a different time. Don't talk back." And did one of them attack you with a katana? No, but my dad stepped on my foot and it really hurt because I had been taking a nap and I didn't have any shoes on and he was wearing really heavy boots. We've clearly both been through a lot. I think you look great with pierced ears for what it's worth. Come on, everyone. The fun and games can't be over already. I get it. Volleyball? Not ruthless enough. Look at us. We crave action. We crave excitement. We crave the thrill of the hunt. It's time to see if our friend here has the hunter's instinct. I saw you surveying me like prey on the volleyball court, Meenks. Gender-swapped lead singer of Disturbed? I'd have to look them up. Ba-ba-ba-bum-bum, bum-bing. Ba-bee-ba-bee-ew. Ah-bee-ba-ba. Down with the sickness. I know that song. I know what we're talking about. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting the stream. I don't know what I was expecting from a visual novel, but I started stream and I was thinking, damn, I have to read all this today. So I forgot that there was gonna be a lot of reading in today's stream. Huntress waves a bloody axe in the air and you step back nervously before you realize she's not waving it at you. She's handing it to you. Don't worry, I've got several of these. It's important to hone your skills, especially when you're in a new place where threats may lurk around every corner. You need to make sure that you are the biggest threat of all. Just don't aim those things at me. You can't even see me. Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction, and at the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land on the target, and you will lose. To achieve perfect success, land on the start of the target area, not the end. Okay, ready to play? Or would you like me to repeat that? 1 second. I can turn off the backseat timer. This is not really... Ready, and away we go. Show them what you got. Perfect. Perfect. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. I'm impressed. A worthy opponent. There's more to this game than just reading. Casual mini gamer. I got that achievement. I mean, could have been better, but who's keeping score? For the record, I am, and you got 7 points. Hatchet throwing? Cool, I guess. I like my stabbing to be more up close and personal. Somewhere a loud horn blows and the survivors snap into action. Time's up. You heard him. Get to the next activity. A little serious. Yeah, we're mini gamers. You're a mini gamer. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You're expecting what? Capture the flag? Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area to find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestigious fantasy epic like you'd find on cable. Right, Claudia, usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And, oh, great, terrific. It seems like everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain other people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Trickster? Trickster? Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expectedster? I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers, and my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there, you looking good, Meenks. Real good. And we literally can't let Huntress and Trapper sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't fit at the table if they sit side by side. Look at this, we can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let that be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a choice. Got it? Okay, Dwight and Claudia are directing traffic. You sit on one side, the rest of them will sit opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everyone is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over a spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. My favorite. Meat is good. Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts, and you need to murder something to eat its meat, so that's, like, technically true. Technically true is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping, let's eat. Hey, Meenks, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps? I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know? When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some layers of meat. I think I might be sick. Is there anything else to eat? This took 12 hours. And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow, he's right for a change, because I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear we're all from completely different historical eras. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. You two are in your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Ops. The hell it is. Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop. Please. I hate when we fight. Or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have the skull of Azarov. Great. Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey, Meenks. I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. I mean dinner. Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapons for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will take even longer cleaning their weapon, all while explaining the value in maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason, they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for it to get cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigames consist of 2 parts. Okay, we already did this. We did this. Ready. And away we go. Oh shit, I did that so bad. You missed completely, no! Okay, I did it that time. Perfect. I missed completely. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting their masks and shoving food behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell. I mean, come on. We're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudia and Dwight are the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their mask. This is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one thing. Think about it, Meenks. Number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut in my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of the group, this might be the worst meal in history. But even worse is they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? This is gross, I'm sorry. Look at that seagull. Wow, you ever see a seagull that big? I haven't. That's incredible. Anyways, what were we talking about? Lame misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Meenks. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are and how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull... Uh-oh, he just made a lot of good points. I swear, you're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so it can't be poison. Whatever the answer, you're clearly about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide, narrator to the narrator, the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you here, and I might be the only one who can help you now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're really here. No one can tell you, not unless you follow the right path, or at least a right path. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? For this place holds many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious, I gotta give it up to this ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. I don't trust the ocean here either. You wake up to find Huntress holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Oh good, you're okay. Sometimes when I try and care for people, they have a way of ending up less alive than when I started. Which would be a total bummer if that happened to you. It's been so long since I had a normal, happy, healthy living person around. Usually I'm just falling into the same old routine of smashing everyone's head open with a hatchet before I really get to know who they are as a person. But you're not nearly as scared or too busy writhing in pain for me. You feel nervous in her arms, not just because they're maybe crushing you a bit, but because she's beautiful. Yes, beautiful, but I was gonna narrate the fact, not, say it out loud as a single word like some creep. Beautiful mask, your buddy mask, it's quite gorgeous. Nice recovery, but now that you're awake and talking, you gotta keep this up. Did you make it yourself? You're the first person to ever ask me that. Yes, I did. You seem so quirky and cool. You could do anything. Own an Etsy store, be a doctor. Why is that you kill people? Huntress sighed. You can practically see the memories flickering across her eyes, but she hasn't tried to kill you yet, so that's a good sign. It's all I ever was taught to do as a young girl, so I thought it was right. Even through the mask, you can see Huntress is blushing a bit. It seems like your line of questioning has made her a little nervous. Hey, you didn't eat much dinner. Want a snack? She offers you some jerky. Probably human jerky, but her spice game is on point because it smells pretty damn good. Well, except, we're not on Murderer's Island, you might as well eat as the killers do. Plus, you really are hungry, and you can chow down jerky essentially, right? Her grippers are doing something, her grippers. Her grippers are doing something, that's true. I'd love some. After a moment of quiet chewing on what you have to choose to believe is not human thigh meat, you decide to be bold and ask another question. Have you ever been in a relationship before? Dang, you're really going there? You do not play around. Huntress takes a moment to think deeply before answering. I must say, it's quite amusing to see this hulking bombshell get all twisted up with these personal questions. Kudos to you. There's this one deer that looked at me quite provocatively in a clearing once, but that doesn't count, does it? You hear the faintest giggles bubble out from behind Huntress's mask. You're so cute, Huntress. No, it doesn't count. Whoa, what's this? You found something in the sand. Huntress reaches down to pick it up. It's a hair clip, probably left by some little girl who was playing on the beach long ago, who is definitely still alive and not at all dead. Huntress closes the bag of jerky with the hair clip. Seems like she's a little mixed up on how exactly this particular item works. Should you go with the flow or show off some of your knowledge as an advanced humaning? Show her a thing or two, you silly goose. You chuckle before reaching for the bag of jerky. You take the barrette off and collect a lock of Huntress's hair, clipping it behind into an attractive swoop. Much better. Huntress is so happy that you taught her something new about human trinkets. She touches the clip in her hair with a shy smile. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you. You quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, in which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time. At this rate, we'll be late. Playing sick? No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go. Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you, hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their special spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time's my favorite activity. This is narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share. How will we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now. I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head off clean. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was passed out. Been there before. Even though it's taking some pressure off me, which is an absolute dream come true, is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald, if you try to flex an authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head off so quickly and then I'll drown you in his blood, Cynthia. Fuss and muss are back on. You two know I love to hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time, so... Who do you think should go? Oh, damn it, that's a name. Please pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll pick... Spirit. I choose you, Spirit. Whoa, whoa, this entire experience has been carefully crafted to avoid an IP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with that catchphrase, will ya? Okay, I choose you. Really? You want to hear from me? Spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing, even to me. And I literally pulled the guy's skull and spine out with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories. If everyone else is willing to chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down. Hunter's eyes go red behind her mask, and both Trapper and Wraith take their seat. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Ahem. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hada, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence unlike anything she had ever seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away, but how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of a busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, and massive in size. No one knew how it got there. Was it delivered? Built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like this just appear? A mystery. It was as if conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit pauses her story to look from face to face of each audience member. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She's in her element. "Help me!" cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped, imprisoned, his voice trembling. By now, it was if every detective in the city was there, looking the strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move on by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eyes of the prisoner trapped inside. "I don't know what happened. I woke up and I was here. I'm so scared. Please help me," cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hada comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as the night dragged on with no progress opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddled on the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. Detective Hada was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her like it never had before. "Let me die in here," the man begged. "Don't let me die alone." "Stay calm," instructed Detective Hada. "You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together, and we won't let this be the end of your story." Looking through that narrowest of passageways, Detective Hada watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of this stranger, sad prisoner. Together they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. "Promise?" asked the man. "Promise that I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised, "I do." Simple pledge, she felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hada, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in the horizontal puzzle box. Repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, "Promise? Promise I'm not alone?" "Yes," she promised, "I do." And pressing her palms against the cold outside of the box, without truly knowing why, Detective Hada leaned forward and placed her own lips onto the opening, letting her breath creep into this strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat in the soft touch. "Thank you," said the man, no trace of fear remaining in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. "Get back!" yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hada and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled by a cacophony of whirring gears and clicking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hada gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the giant box. Her feet splashed into puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There in the corner of the box was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hada had to think of him in that moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile, a head, cold, pale, eyes open, lips an icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue. Tears fall from her chin and soak into the sand at her feet. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss. Too much detail. Now no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette are staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game is supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said do something. Say nothing, hug her. Cool story, stand up and try to start with a slow kick. We'll just hug her. You stand without saying anything, approach Spirit, reaching your arms out for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward movement, and you nearly fall over in the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corner of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds before Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join you? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day, but I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island I don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch on this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of his cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell I was having effect on you. This fog that follows me around, I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at that piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even you're a narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. Dipping in hot tubs with the Spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her, an offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. No, for real. For real. You and your storyteller friend slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump from the ocean in the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion can handle it. I need a water break. Thank you! Okay. Apologies. The next ad, which hello? Am I back? No, it was not. We back? We back? We back? We back? Okay, let's go. Let's go. It was definitely my internet. I was sitting here like, I'm gonna take a break. I was just going over the plan. And I noticed. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Okay, let's get back into it. I I just want to be totally clear, even though that story bore some similarities to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, or not any otherly. I believe you completely. Sure, you were cut into pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. Perfectly normal coincidence? Sure, you're on this island trapped, one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also, a completely regular coincidence. Sure, his lips were blue, yours are blue. Really? You'd call this blue? Searching for answers, hoping to find? Revenge. Okay, so the similarities stop there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or, well, maybe it's coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it, I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep, when I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child dream. Do you believe me? Yes. I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly came from someplace deep. Fool. Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. Nice katana. Now you've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Whoa, ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in a cloud of magical mist might still be waiting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she's the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what surely will be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, find a certain to someone standing before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I am no kid. I do, however, love being wrapped up in a freshly clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you're watching her, at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs a towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudia aside as she floats off. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story, about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell too much on your fate, Claudia and Dwight arrive, their now familiar creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by firelight. I don't know who's in this. Wait. I'm gonna go to the store page and I'm gonna look. I'm gonna spoil myself a little bit. Okay, well, it doesn't say there. Let me look. Oh, the Steam page doesn't say. I'm just gonna look it up. DVD hooked on you killers. Okay, so it seems like they're... there's Huntress, Spirit, Trapper, Wraith. I guess not. I guess it's just the main four, and then I guess Trickster's a hidden one because he's in the game. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we were going to make you comfortable or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the types you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. They really give me the... Shit, wait, that was actually a different tutorial, but I'm gonna play it anyways. As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial and fix it. Let's see what's on this station.
For us, it means two major things. First of all, the community is you out there.
No matter how many times you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Spirit. Spirit? Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she's feeling restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. A comb. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I want it back though, and if you lose it, well... Oh, I got an achievement called Trial Run. You'll get your revenge on me? If it's the last thing I do. You finally start to feel sleepy, except maybe this isn't really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't be as spooky, but now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. Really worked up a sweat watching those killers toss the ball around, huh? Would it have hurt so much to go splash around in some cool ocean waves afterwards? I'm just saying. I'm out here, you know? You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Wraith stares at you, awkwardly. He says nothing, just stares. You look around to see if there's something going on behind you or on either side, but no, just staring. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with Spirit right before bedtime. Are you making some sort of alliance? Are you with... Wraith scans the horizon. Them? I'm just making sure you are who you say you are. I've been burned before, and sometimes something seems off on this island as you arrived, even more off than usual. Maybe we could talk more about that tomorrow. It's just since you got here, I think we could have a really nice day tomorrow. Together. It's just you have no idea how long I've been here with these monsters. To be honest, I have no idea either. They're just awful, boring, and loud and stupid. You're different. There's finally someone here on my level. You're thoughtful, interesting, gentle. I think we could, you know, have fun. I could show you some cool stuff if you want. If you don't, that's totally cool. I get it. No pressure. In fact, probably just forget I was here. Good night. Finally alone for real this time. Maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Hopefully. Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't... Oh, jeez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today went really well. There were some of my first interaction with someone who isn't a parent that didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say... Oh, I do? Okay, attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods and she was skewered by an elk and I had to wash her entrails off my Sarafon. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place, but he's a hard nut to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Mazer Buzzkill and Trapper. Oof, where do I even begin with Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own since my mother died. I eat a fine diet of raw deer, bear, and human, and I'm fit as a fiddle. That being said, something about this newcomer makes me think that I might be missing on some huge part of this thing called life. If I'm being honest, I want to kill just about every person I meet within a minute of meeting them. Even the few people I can tolerate, I want to see suffering for a long time before I kill them. But this person, for some reason, I would like them to continue living. For now, one false step in, well, you know, everyone calls me the Trapper for a reason, and they better call me Trapper. I swear, if I watch this later and you listen to me as Evan, I'm going to kill the Chiron guy. I'm not really sure how to feel about Meenks. On one hand, everyone I've ever cared about has been an awful fate, so it's probably good for Meenks if they just keep ignoring me. On the other hand, there's something about them that maybe could work out for my plan, or for me. I know that everyone thinks of me as beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it. Circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay, those are a choice, sure. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm gonna get bloody revenge on a society that has used me and thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. Still alive! I survived my first day! I don't talk about you in a closet to my camera. Actually, I was talking in my closet to my phone the other day. I was trying to record something. Deer meat is... I've had deer jerky, and it was pretty good. An elk burger once, the best burger you ever had. I've never had that. I was talking to the dentist today about deer meat because my grandpa makes deer jerky. Ugh, deer jerky is so good. I've had it once. It was really good. I hate the gamey taste of elk and deer. I've also had moose, which I didn't enjoy. Ostrich was good, though. Out of all of those, I've only ever had deer jerky, and I had a friend who's like family hunted, and they made their own jerky, and it's pretty good. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by the campfire but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they're making for a sexy bunch, no? Talk about sexy. Here comes Trickster carrying coffee. Morning, beautiful. I thought you might like a nice cup of joe to start this incredible day off right. I'll drink that. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind his joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today's an important one. My only regret is that I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of... Wait, don't drink that. What the hell was that? They don't call him Trickster because he's good on a skateboard, and he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, and torturing you. Yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you give a 5 out of 5. I'm so sorry that I hiccuped it in you. Yeah, they're skating buddies. Thank you for that hydrate. Water, 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 water. No, I'm just waiting to see if we're free. True, his drink probably did get rid of hiccups. No, and the narrator took it from me. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place you get a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up for review too, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review, it really helps with the algorithms. Trust me, I'm looking out for you, so can we please move on? Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possibly unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, and I'm not saying it is, even if a place of extreme horror can still receive 5 of 5, 10 of 10 thumbs up review, if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean is right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really just judge on the artist's intent, and whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are small bugs or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not to be overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me time on this place to actually be good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this on the second morning. Sad, really. Even they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points. I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course. Apologies. The last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? Yes, yes, yes. I'm having a lovely time. If I were to summarize my time here, I'd call it a lovely time. Oh, lovely. We love to hear that. Because it isn't what the place is all about. Finding love. No. Shut up, Dwight. You'll get us killed. Again, and again, and again. We do need to ask you one more question, though. We'll have to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparagement agreement? Sure. Yes, I would hereby agree to participate in a verbal contract saying that I, Meenks, will never say anything negative about my stay here on this island. Perfect. Delightful. Delightful. Excellent. Yes, yes. Hey, it's still totally cool if you have any constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can only mean one thing. Breakfast. Brekkie? Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon. So much for maintaining these beach pods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt? Magic powers will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take your plate and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation. It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful, mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, and in case anyone was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. I'll be honest, I didn't expect you to survive yesterday, so congrats, I guess. Whether you survive the day is 50-50 at best. Good luck. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Hunter steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen, but I'm open to all possibilities that this strange island has in store. How open-minded. Ah, well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up during breakfast too. And just like that, here comes Spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did, or should I say I did not? I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing. And last night was no different, so in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all while looking cute doing so. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of a group. Ah, perfect. There he is. Take us home, Wraith. I'm glad the introduction of Meenks to our island paradise, and yeah, that was in quotations, don't distract me from my normal routine, ignoring all of you and vice versa. This place is an eternal prison of suspicion and suffering, and no one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. I'm questioning it too. It's when will Wraith shut up? And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn, what a power play. Keep on winning more. You'll get good at this game. Sexy, true-to-life experience. Shame you didn't eat any breakfast, but so be it. I'm hungry. After breakfast, you head to the hut to buy yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get here, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing? Me? Well, yeah, I guess that's okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 fine killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real at all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. No, stick it in there. A little more, a little more. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yes. How does that feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable. Now I want you to take it and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do, whatever it is that they are doing. I'm afraid to look. Please say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Oh, wow! Look at the super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion someone left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some more? Damn it. Oh, come on. A little privacy, please. Dwight is panting and Claudette has a crazed look in her eyes. Sorry, I didn't know how to else let you know I was here and that I could hear you. Well, you know. Know what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing... I don't know exactly what you were doing, but it sounded like... fun? You think 2 people trying to find new ways to kill each other in desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other in just the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that place is our appendix. Why else would it be there? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were me and him? Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it's never been worse than right now. Let's go, lover boy. I noted all of our entry wounds and our 5 minutes is up anyway. Good luck, Meenks. You're gonna need it. And hey, if you find out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up, I like it. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, you're heading up to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. So far today has been exhausting too. But you're dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you. Oh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tips like a palm tree is bending over to screw with you. But it's no tree at all, it's... Hey babe. Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone is getting up and announcing how they're feeling. What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group? I don't like it. Fishy. Kind of lazy. Whatever though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon. Or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You see my abs, by the way? Yeah, buddy, we've seen your abs. Maybe you can see them later at my private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out if you play your cards right. I can give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening but adorable. Makes for an interesting silhouette. Design genius. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything. And we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the 4th wall every 5 seconds. Okay, now that guy's gone, we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by. It's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and... Nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a bit of welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot. But I guess I've got a feeling that you'll really appreciate it the way I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, and I'll get them, and I'll get my father, too, and punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Yes, Trickster! Yeah, girl, we've seen your abs. They're looking at us. How could we miss them? How could we miss them? Spirit radiates a menacing aura. Waving her sword around in the air, she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Look, all this time on Murderer's Island has got us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there are more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, the Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool, actually. I think if we weren't here on this island vying against each other for your attention, we might actually be friends. We'd have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off to her goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her secret spot. I see everything through the hole in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can still hang out today. Plenty of room in my cabin, wink wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has to say wink wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options quickly because you can only go on one date today and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are all cold-blooded killers, but you know what they say. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And then die a horrible, retching, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has got me really tilted. So, who will it be? Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You made the correct decision, but know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, you still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before, literally, with a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form. You feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it's too late to change your answer now. That's okay. More so mash. Revenger never looked as cute before as it does in a sun-hat bikini. Bikini! You and Spirit arrive at the coast, overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's an old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color at all. It's just the absence of color. It's a void. Like a black hole. A place that swallows light, a dying star. Damn, now that's dark. You're confident that Spirit will vibe with this, but Spirit doesn't really care for science fiction. Not the type with spaceships and lasers anyhow. She's much more the type of strange adventures that kick off right here on Earth. Earth? Is that where we are, you wonder? The lapping waves on the shore of the coast have a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at once with this place, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches out across the sky. Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that! The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays a towel down and pats on it gently. Clearly she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do. Is this an invitation to get in a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Thanks. Thanks, I forgot to bring my own when I lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. You need any help reaching those difficult spots? You see a hand floating around your back. Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back is ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself the most unique way by floating her hand around her back to spread it on. How about her floating hands ability? The fact that your hands just float around you like that, you can reach things way easier than I can. It's almost like you're some kind of superhero. God, you didn't choose the gulp option, maybe you, Core. I don't want her to be upset with me. I need her to be happy with me. Gulp. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but floating severed limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you think to wish for as a kid. I'd much rather be able to read minds. Maybe then I understand why some people act the way they do. Tell her you're actually jealous. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I'm honestly jealous. Maybe you should lighten up. You know what? I've got just a cure for jealousy. It should cure you in no time at all. I'll show you exactly what it feels like to be me. Oh, I died. I fucking died. He takes her katana and slices you to pieces. Yeah. Where do we start from? I didn't realize that she was gonna be upset with me. Okay, thanks. We'll do gulp this turn. Gulp. You swallow hard, trying to make room in your throat for words to come out, but nothing does. You're embarrassed enough to decide to just live with what you've got. Suit yourself. You watch a spirit apply sunscreen to herself in the most unique way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Say nothing. You look on and wonder, not sure exactly what's appropriate to say in this moment. While you're staring at Spirit's back, her head turns around and notices you looking at her. I'm sorry, is something wrong? I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death, and at least death ends, eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all these bits of glass that are stuck in my flesh out right now if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea I'll be forced to succumb to peer pressure the way he did in the end. The way that I fear and anger filled him up and came out bursting. The way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge, the dragon inside me. It's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must maintain control. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing. In life, in love, the world is to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance to reaching my delicate toes for a bit of lotion. You know, having your body contorted in these vengeful poses, it really does a number on my joints. It rubs lotion on its skin. Ready. I'm rubbing lotion on her toes right now. I'm rubbing lotion on her toes. Not bad. That was perfect. Not bad. Well, I suppose that lotion made it to where it's supposed to be going eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get them done. If there's a next time, I'm sure you'll do even better. Look out at the lighthouse. Its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case it does you a solid by blurring out another ominous moan and bursting a black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. Ghost boat. Her groupers are like, she needs some lotion. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows, itself a thing of death, a spirit of a ship that once sailed these seas centuries ago. A tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore. Before crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks and sinks into the water. Oh, right, it does that sometimes, too. Should we, do something? Nah, the sharks will take care of it. With a minute, the ocean is quiet again, except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbone flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith. He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I didn't come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It isn't different to his intention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching out to me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, those dead pirates, or that mermaid I saw washed up on the shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. All part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island, or something. I'm pretty sure I figured it out, the basics anyhow. If you come with me, you can get cut. Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off of Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps slowly. For the quiet guy, he never really shuts up. Okay, be that way, you'll see. Alone at last, tension broken. deathly moans quiet and Wraith's vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to Spirit, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how that whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. Spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe. You get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. And Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you were doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement. Well, technically, we're here to invite you to join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement. It's hard being the producers and the hosts. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? Are they? When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what was promised. Wait a minute, there's no announcement here. But there is. A me. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am. And so are you, but I know the way out. I've got a map in my secret lair. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I've said I've got a sap in my secret hair. There's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice thing I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me messing things up like I keep trying to tell you. It's this dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here, well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use in fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All I know is you hiding your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was born a fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight, even when all I might want to do is hide. Do you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I do have fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks! Oh, you hide. I see you hide. You do your phase walking routine. What do you call it? It's basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks! You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but it sure sounds like some video game community forum thread minutia, if there's ever such a thing. Not that you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are gonna stop this, so it's on you. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose Spirit. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has broken glass shards sticking out of her. But she's a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And I don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that secondhand guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. That is not how it works. I am awkward. I'm very awkward, and I am not skinny. The heck? No offense taken. Yeah, okay, it's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. I don't want to bully him. I don't want to bully him. Spirit walks around a corner to show something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. It's just a small sapling that has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place, but it also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off and they come cascading through the air around the both of you. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossoms? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near the vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they may be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they're also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile morality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to the special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel? Empowered, frustrated, unsure. We'll do empowered. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explained, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? And then it dawns on you. Spirit has been trapped in this ghastly state of death, no hope to cycle back, no rebirth, her moment of blossoming, life long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part, that's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. You just answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once, the fallen cherry blossoms represented the soul of samurai warriors. Those with the noble set characters, those who do not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me and my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they soon replenish, as if it were installed here by someone. Righteous Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason, and it has to be nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, okay? We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. Let's go. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shiny, and that's not the remaining inch of sweat from spending the afternoon courting a psycho killer. No. You are feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry. I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribing. It's time to get back to business, and the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we all cram them all on one screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here. And they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everyone is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you that these 4 are falling for you. No, not because your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Wraith seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. Pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderous Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do, and heavens know they won't do any better than that. I'm sick of watching everyone else gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with, trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending nightmare, so tonight, none of that. I'm not really hungry anyways, so I say we do a simple salad or something? The green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo is gross. Agreed. I'm fine with just lettuce. It doesn't have to be fancy. No, that iceberg though, it has no nutritional value. Letting Wraith choose is a mistake. That's on all of us. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You had an interesting day, that's for sure, but how you describe to the others? Say too much or too little, it can affect you standing with the group. Okay, but just don't sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. Be coy. Be coy. It wasn't really a date, more like 2 people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing a relatively close proximity to each other. That's exactly right. Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. I'm not surprised, she doesn't like people getting into her business. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's a dreary supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bon appetit! Don't you mean bone? No, almost anything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of their sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around as you pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servants? Thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated. Everyone, if you would please be so kind to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen, something that will change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookies. Did you have a choice on you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, if only to get away from Wraith's complaining. Poor Wraith, I really feel like this game is just dogging on him, the game. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they got stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think, are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool, and now everyone's looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or should we play charades? Boggle? Well, we were thinking, why don't you tell us a story? Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now you can't tell if you're warm for the fire or if your nerves heating up. I know the fire is right here, but maybe if you stop talking about it all the time, you can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Meenks was about to make an important decision about story. Fine, I'll tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Romance, adventure, or action? Let's do romance. Stay in the mood. I'll tell a romantic story. About two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth? Or about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine? Not quite, it's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting and she'd been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have been more different, and yet as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. He made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. A bit too soon if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly, I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across a campfire. Now you've got their attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for Trickster, who has wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on his headphones to drown you out. Okay, that was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So, who else would like to hear a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Spirit. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure to be better than whatever you get out of anyone else in the group. Like in all good stories, I stole this from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride. Technically, I suppose, the fiancé? One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create a unique floral arrangement from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found and prepped to pick them herself from the morning of the wedding, so they'd been at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods she surveyed, the fiancé, since they had not been yet married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were so she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the fiancé, crept further and further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepping over a mossy fallen tree trunk and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, not only flies buzzed. Where the scenes of flowers had been intoxicating her, the odors of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered in the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pastures, the tree line, into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old, dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-colored rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, and wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see your love for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When do you think it's the end, the sequel's also never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm more of a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Meenks, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Oh, okay. You have fun tonight and try not to wink wink end up dead. Why do you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear someone trash-talking Spirit? Do me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak this bod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities will be set next to a literal fire. Must be surrounded by figurative flames as well. What if we turned and ran as far away from this place as we could? Just you and me. On those spindly legs, you're probably tired before you got too far. If running away is someplace more secluded Meenks is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but it's because I choose to move slowly for stealthily reasons. It's my own choice and completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over all of that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'm gonna be honest, she's speaking on the truth. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while fumbling through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. But she's actually trying to be as appealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or is it just me? Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you. For the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe all could move on with our lives, or, you know, some special projects we might have going. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for the evening activity? I'm just saying, you might not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murderer Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with the name either, but it's with streaming reality TV shows boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which color will you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, that guy. Spirit. Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I fight phonies, so I should be honest with you. A phoniness. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over all these killers at cost, even when I hate the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge, it takes a lot out of me. So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. At the bar. You arrive at the bar to find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles for assorted booze. Who's ready to get wasted? Well, I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it'll just fall out a hole into your stomach thing, or? I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and the mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time. Then why do you choose a mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Right, that's not true. You learn how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa, who ordered a soda with a splash of my private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology's a real thing and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you all know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed by your father. On whom you have your bloody vengeance, right, well, so be it. How about you, Meenks? Do you drink? I'll stay sober with spirit. I got the impression that tonight would be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm gonna pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here, here. Alcohol is a false escape, besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You watch as Spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop out onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie! One of the upsides burned black. It hardly showed stains. No take backsies. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Fancy beer, zombie, Bloody Mary, or dark and stormy? Let's do a dark and stormy. How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date? Okay, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or is it in this case rum extract and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice, and then fresh ginger beer is added in, garnished with a lime wheel, and drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe? Replicating rum substitute in ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel. Rum substitution and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you got it. You're a natural, a sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than... Don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovey mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way in from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time to relax. Want to make out a little? Oh my god, she's coming on to me. You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin coughing before you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you out from the bar. I was supposed to kiss. We were about to kiss. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. It seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sidelines watching everyone get all sweaty. That's because it was. Boy, feels like I've been here longer than actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the internal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl, you know, the 4 types of people. Anyway, everyone's gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Meenks chooses. Who's ready for round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets 2 minutes to tell you about dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Wraith, why don't you go first? You look like you'd hate that. Stop talking. Sorry, anyway, Wraith? Well, I don't know. I'd prefer really just to tell Meenks privately. I don't really know how that's gonna work with these game mechanics. What if you just whispered it? Wraith considers this for a long moment. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice, barely audible whisper. Tomorrow we have to find my bell, and then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special, the kind of thing where we will really bond, and maybe finally get off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by punishing the boundaries of what's acceptable, not only polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event, and also the larger meta-narrative of a Dead by Daylight dating experience? Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you, I'd love to. So, you're thinking of picking me? Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished. And rewarded. Tomorrow we will suck. Probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love it. And if you're a maggot, and everyone else confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. Great. Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Tomorrow morning, I'm putting on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper. You won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing, go away. Then, oh boy, I've got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell you, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna start prepping because it's clear that you're already going to pick me. Confident, mysterious. I like it. Hit us, spirit. Figuratively, damn it. Dwight, you gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow, you spit in the face of God, die, and become reborn anew. That's it. If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper. Dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys go do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay then, so hydrate tonight if you intend to hang out with Spirit. And that's time's up, everyone. Gosh, you'll need to dream about those options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options so you're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who's already teetering on the edge of a psychological break and giving them a little push. Hold up, this has to be a survival dating competition parody its entire time and I'm just now finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there, you just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer's Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, it's like butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill a killer, but you can break their heart. Do you dare to even try? You mean... That's right, tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic. Because it's surprising. Because it's a classical reversal of fate. And will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. What's it gonna be, champ? Who's your thought process here? Trapper seemed like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats, and I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. If you get rid of Wraith, he might cry, and although I totally super normalize men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she'd pretend to be okay with it, and then you start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? Wraith. Peace out, Wraith. There's an achievement for eliminating him? Look, I'm here and I'm horny. I'm not really getting positive reinforcement from you, Wraithy Poo. Please don't take this personally. It's just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person and how I don't like it. Like, give me something, you know, a kiss, a wink, hold my hand, finish telling me about all this mysterious stuff you're obsessed with. Or better yet, don't. Wraith rises, taller than you've ever seen him, and calmly walks to the exit. Before he leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you would be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hadn't been snuffed out, but it was. It is now. You're just like the rest of them. There's no hope of goodness here. The only thing I can do is try to escape, or burn everything and everyone to the ground. He leaves. Pretty badass exit. Was not expecting that. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should go get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you left behind. Because, of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Meenks when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated player home with... the Trickster Dakimakura. Their own mostly new Trickster body pillow. The next best thing is a real Trickster. It might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try to stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight, Meenks. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two. Schedule, schedule, schedule! Oh, wow, what a day. What a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know it was that kind of game. Let's check in with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. We'll see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mouth off during hard times. I know I seem all excited and devil-may-care, but the truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. This tends to happen when your mother is skewed by an elk when you were young. Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess. It's also the only thing you talk about. If you'll excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in that tree, and I'm feeling peckish. I know I said some things when Meenks kicked me the curb, and I just want to say I'm embarrassed for how I acted. Not what I said, though. I stand by it. I want everyone here to, burn. How would I say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. If Meenks' goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. But if her goal is to get themselves killed by doing an amazing job. Did I think there was a chance I might get eliminated? Yeah, I did. Did I care if I got eliminated? Not even a little. Does the volume of words I spend talking about how much I don't care about things signify a deep yearning within me to be seen, heard, and validated by those around me? Nah. What? No, you're not a part of this. You don't get a confessional. Oh man, I'm not a part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. The whole thing is pretty cute though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, I kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down with a reality show style dating competition with survival elements. But I got my new album upcoming tour, finalizing the new sneaker line, producing a limited series on my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these private gigs over on IP Island. Gross. NFT crypto app? Trickster. Trickster canceled himself with this sentence. My dude, you gotta come check it out. The IP Island, it's dope. It's where the real killers are hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them. Don't worry. Bum, bum. I'm taking your favorite established characters from all over pop cultures that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Ghostface. Don't you say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface. Come on. Whatever, I don't even care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, Meenks. You too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes, seriously. They do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're a sentient water. How do you even sit in that chair? What's a chair? It's that thing you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. check-in. I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall to the left. It's okay, never mind. Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you too. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just peed on it. How does that... You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh, great. What is it going to be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade. You cheated on an algebra test once. Watching Wraith get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that in my life I've ever felt a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweet, sugary drinks, it sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls, it's a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please, erase me from this existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug on this experiment and let my soul be free. And please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Ah, well, what are you gonna do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyways, seems like everyone had their shot to annoying me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's gonna be a doozy. Dwight! Blah, blah, blah. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which is sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right. You didn't go on that huntress date. You really missed out. It was thrilling. Or, I guess, it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull your beach attire and splash water in your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. It's that look on their face. Excitement? Terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. This happened here before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time! Claudette gestures over to the beach where the killers all stand, flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. Suddenly, the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-assed cameos in the show. I'm gonna chew his agent out. But before they walk you over for your big moment, don't think we haven't noticed how kind you've been to us. It can't be easy being thrown out to a mysterious island for seemingly no real reason, surrounded by terrifying killers trying to manage your most primal impulses. Murder and making out. And you've kept a cool head, treated us, your friendly island host, with dignity and respect, so don't tell anyone you told this, but... Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint for you going forward. Don't try to go all the way with the killer who isn't into you. Relationships are two-way streets. If you don't have a green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. The friend zone? That doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are, exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. There are killers and there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so who's into me? Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially again. Well... I've never seen Spirit open up to anyone like she's opened up to you. I've seen her open up on the insides plenty of people, but thankfully for you and for us, this is a different type of game. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad. We're on a schedule. We're gonna make Spirit. You make your way over to the row of hotties. Claudette and Dwight stand off to the side, hands behind their backs. It's been quite the 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air, and I'm not talking about this rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from those sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't, but who cares? Meenks, who do you choose for your solo date? Can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight, I thought we agreed to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right. I suppose, but no roses. They're such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose, but I got an ouchie, so I settled for these. Flower. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saves some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too? Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to think about right now. Who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? Spirit. We got ouchie! You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You challenged me to be a better person and resist the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall, up to the end of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room of the Black Lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of. Oh, she's getting me. She's going crazy. I thought it might be nice to start the day out at Trapper's Yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, it's good for you to see me in the sun a bit at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know that my whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. This wasn't always who I was. I was a normal young woman once. Went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me and I woke as an underage Avenger. That's not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom. A lot of the time when you think about ghosts, they're these kind of see-through, flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go right through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know. It depends on the movie you're watching. But when I died, well, I dare you try to reach your hand through me. Not really. That's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. I've got my ideas, but I'm not exactly out there digging around in caves or dusting up antiques trying to find clues and analyze their meanings. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a change. It may be a dumb process, the one that I have extremely little respect back for as a person, but you just woke up on this beach with no memory of who you are or where you came from, and rather than freak out and simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you got courage, or an open mind, or I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here. Maybe. While the two of you were getting all deep and philosophical, flirty, the yacht pulled up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everyone off! There were other stops? Oh, no, not on this trip. Of your life. Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing with you. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking out for our fun, so we try to make it for ourselves. But no, there are no other stops. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight! The ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will. What the fuck does that mean? As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. A flock of birds circles lazily, no sense of fear or urgency as if circling around a corpse hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today, see? Spirit places her wrist delicately in your hand and presses your fingers down against your skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel, is that the faintest of pulses? My blood is absolutely pumping. So what happens now? Now I show you something that no one else has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everyone doing today? Certainly seems to be taking the whole elimination thing well. Or maybe is this the opposite of that? Better not bring that up at all. Just hope he doesn't completely melt down. Hi, Wraith. You seem to be chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with the sky. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that's ever been sucked. Thank you. Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone again forever. This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? We're kind of, on that date you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something. You mind? Oh, right. So what you doing? Heading up into the eye of the lighthouse? I love it there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one has been up there and lived to tell about it, but this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Wraith counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, he's going to be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair floating up in any menacing shapes. I'll just be over here, running away. Enjoy the view. You know, I think Wraith was kidding about the whole being up there thing. Honestly, the view isn't even of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean on account of being, you know, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point regarding your, how do I say it? Spirit hands float up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You usually don't see her at a loss for words like this. What's your mortal status? Because despite what our lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of the world, if not further. Well, duh, you saw freaking pirate ships seemingly travel through space and time only to crumble at the rocks beneath this spooky tower, but you decide not to point it out because that wouldn't be too romantic, now would it? I think I'm alive? I'm here with you, walking this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here with me, the spirit. Does that really make you alive? I guess I don't know. If you come with me into the eye of the Black Lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something, I won't deny it. I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If we were to commit right here and now to figure out this as friends, we could push that risk off for another time. Just be friends? Ouch. Is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it might not be safe. You might die up there and there's nothing I can do about it. Go up, maybe die, maybe die. You take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. And maybe the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with that information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smiles a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Ooh! Death maybe. Inside the lighthouse, it's almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through the door, but inside this place is like a void. The last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is a horrible sight. A petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up, but down, as if it's been crawling. Watch your step! The things we do for love. When you arrive at the lantern room at the top of the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room as though it hasn't been operated in a century. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking out at the ocean all day. I really enjoyed this peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember that. I just called it the perfect date and you can't be bothered to remember it? What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember it, it's just for some reason my mind is completely blank, but hey, I'm not dead. Or you're already dead and you have been this whole time. That's true. Maybe we'll never know. It doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has power to it. The massive lens refracts moonlight through itself, a subtle sparkle that has hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went, staring into this light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. That's it? Don't get me wrong, this is really cool and all. I guess I don't know what I expected. I suppose if you thought you were walking into your death and the thing happened, it might feel a little anticlimactic. Sorry, anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to go down. The stairs still look pretty dark. The spirit is interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frighteningly clear to you that switch wasn't for the stairs. It was for the main lantern, a lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oops! Looks like that maybe wasn't the switch for the stairs light at all. Now we see who really is alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was meant to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking into light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it is magic, it kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but, well, I'm a little scared. Don't look directly into light. Open your eyes and look only at me. I'll keep you safe. Ready. Oh, shit. Not bad. Perfect. Perfect. Not bad. Not bad. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you're real. Despite your attempt to resist it, the incredible force of energy from the Black Lighthouse Lantern's eye refused to subside. No, it can't be ignored, and it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, it was just a trivial game. This is real life and real magic. You stare at it now and its power penetrates your mind. Woo! Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or more alive? Yeah, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll all make sense soon. Will it make sense soon? Water break. You wake to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and it smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start to make sense to you. However, it's clear she's still talking to someone else, not you. You know how sometimes people say it's you, not me? Well, this time it's you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave up anything for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird, because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. Oh yeah? Fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping... Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evan Macmillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. I didn't know they were together. Rin, Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize you're laying on the ground of some weird tunnel. I think your shouting woke her up. My shouting? Say something. I'm sorry, I think I interrupted something very personal and also quite scary. I swear I wasn't trying to listen, but I heard a lot. Probably not everything. I think I woke up in the middle? What did you hear? Just you dumping Trapper? We were never together. I mean, we were together. Wink, wink, wink. I know you're wearing a mask, but we can see your eyes. You don't need to say wink, wink, wink out loud. Another reason I'm right to have dump you. You did not. It was mutual. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved in. I don't even know how I got here, not here on this island or in this creepy tunnel. As far as the island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As this tunnel goes, we brought you here. We, you, and Trapper, but after the lighthouse came on, you blacked out. On your way down, I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new or old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, so I asked Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, I just didn't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I could ask Claudette and Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper? Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk and you'd be right, but you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we're the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. What's up, guys? Talking island mysteries, my favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this place was private. Don't look at me, I didn't tell him about it. Half the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Well, geez, I can see when I'm not wanted. So you three a throuple now, or... Because I gotta say, I really didn't get the whole Trapper spirit thing, but hey, if it's not my business, I don't stick my nose in it. We were not a thing. Nobody traps the Trapper, not with traps or with relationships. And you do realize you're sticking your nose in our business right now, right? Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. If you head about 50 meters down that way, you'll find... Get out. Wade looks around, just to be doubly sure that Trapper's addressing him. I was just leaving. This island's a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a long pursuit, I finally let him catch up to me. And it became, well, I don't want to call it a relationship because somebody really didn't want to have that talk, but we were more than friends. I dispute the events as told. For the record, I don't pursue, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I hate to ask, but did I just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp, so I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought? What were you good at? Well, for starters... Excuse me, I'll take this question, thank you very much. If you know anything about me by now, it's that I'm on a quest for revenge. Exactly. What you might not know, Trapper is like a great classical maestro of revenge. Trapper blushed behind the mask. That's one way of to compliment a killer. Revenge against friends who had turned their back and betrayed him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against a barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name was actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say never to date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you got all of that from, but okay. You had a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me they aren't everything about me, that I can embrace those things but not be defined by them. You showed me that life after death can be more than an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sex on the ground in a dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. Trapper nudged you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross. Clearly appealing to Trapper's better features. He has been a winning strategy for dumping his ass because he seems to be taking it quite well. This whole half-assed dating show parody thing, at first I thought it was a lame idea. What kind of moron thought that this was an audience for this? But then we spent some time together and I realized there's something actually real here. And I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us. Listen, while you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total weakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinions. That doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you have to go through me first. By passing Trapper's Test, TM, coming to BHVR TV Sundays at 8 p.m. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my blade. Question 1. What is Spirit's real name? The one given to her by her murderous father, which she only lets her real friends call her. Isn't it Sakiko? He called her Rin earlier. Rin. Okay, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question 2. What lives inside Spirit? A dragon. Sure, everyone knows that. They won't all be this easy. Question 3. Where did Spirit work back when she had a normal college girl before she was hell-bent on revenge? A restaurant. To know, I know. To think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father I ever mingled with help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. Are these questions largely superficial? Sure. Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit that well. Maybe that's why she dumped. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question. You've got this. According to Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Having unfinished business, regretting parts of your life, not being seen for who you are. When I pitched Trapper's Test to the suits at BHVR TV, they told me there was no room in the budget for a new car to be given as the final prize for winning. So I killed them all right there on the spot. While killing them, I didn't solve any of the budget problems. Sure to feel good. I'm telling this A, to brag, and B, to explain the only thing you got to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's Test. Not that it was some huge challenge. I mean, the woman obsessed with a giant light that shines in the dark has a chip on her shoulder about being seen? Co-figure. You probably guessed, but rules are rules, even if I literally just made them up. You got it right. So I guess I approved of you dating Spirit or whatever. I really never cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and give me a good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. What, 5 measly questions? It was nothing. Not even that, as ridiculous and unnecessary as it was, the whole thing. The waking up in a random tunnel and overhearing our argument, the news that Trapper and I had something going on, and that stupid quiz, all of it, especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please, call me Rin. Rin. I didn't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. Alone up in the lantern room of the tower. Get your mind out of the gutter. It's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told. No, wait, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back up there with me. Yes. We're gonna see some ghost boobies. You're excited to return to the lantern room of the lighthouse, despite all of the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be there with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing. When you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. But did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be tragic about a family reunion? Those are always joyous occasions in my experience. Before they can explain what that's even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow in an unfamiliar way. You're prepared to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for any reality show adjacent shenanigans, Dwight. Claudette, shield your eyes. We don't know if the lighthouse will... Now, please don't interrupt. You'd think after all this time, you know that we've got your best interest in mind. What? No, of course I don't think that. Go out waxing your ears, friend. I asked you not to interrupt. Too late, the black light flares. In the darkness, you see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are two ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes, and the two survivors are returned to their normal states. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch the language. You shouldn't speak that way around your elders. The Oni? My little Rin, you're such a woman now. They grow up so fast. What? Meet Grandpa Kazan Yamauka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically he's my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, but that's not great to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched over her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expected you to say all the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin, she can do whatever she wants. My precious little angel, but you... Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes. You're pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel. You must treat me with respect. Or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off of my kanabo. The kanabo is like a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a peasant like you is doing so close to a descendant of the noble Yamauka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on to me. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette, remember? We explained to you that you're going to come meet and greet with your great-great-great-granddaughter suitor and give or withhold your approval? 5 greats. Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think you have great judgment, and because if they summoned my father, I'd be too distracted by tormenting him for all of eternity to continue the rest of the, whatever this is, show, game, experienced. Ah, yes, that makes sense. Only a man of my own power and magnitude can help. Self-important much? Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear at my presence call me Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper, and not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude. Apparently Spirit has a type. You sure you can, or want to, measure up to that? It dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you try to look at your own reflection, however, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now's not the time to consider the fact you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad dogging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant, I realize now the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly, like great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Grandpa, it's not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First you get to know them a little better. Young people these days always waiting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Back in my day, you did what you needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day? For such an imposing presence, he's sure giving off serious old man yells at cloud vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners on our land, didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already. A little too much if you ask me, but I didn't make the rules. The rules did exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? Spirit giggles at her great-grand... Okay, I'm not saying all of those every time at Oni's forgetfulness. You wonder, how does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so... Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every activity available to samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant. You're showing your ignorance. Samurai were forbade from many activities that didn't befit the Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on disguise in order to seek out entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I had honor, and a body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide, but clearly you neither had my honor nor my physique. You don't You don't even know about the ins and outs of shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette, you fool. I need to let you all know a secret. I'm so hungry. Out of nowhere, I'm just so hungry. I hunger. Rin, what would you want such an uneducated blah blah blah? You find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do at leisure activities 100 years ago. However, you're not really sure how to handle this massive demonic old man. Oh, wait, I get it, sweet Rin. My beautiful descendant, you've invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch my kanabo. Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's hands and hold them still. We'll slather their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa, no, that's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you. Claudette and Dwight did. Ah, haha, yes, sure, wink, wink, wink. This whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear, she's a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course, who am I to expect anyone to wait around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Just come and give your ancestor-in-law a hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he has ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Rin, now, push them my way and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamaoka bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set back the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revengeance on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamaoka name. The lust for violence in your voice, it fills me with cheer. I'll never forget who I am. I suppose if this person you want to be, to go on with your journey with bloody revenge with, I should trust your judgment. The strength inside you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. And if she ever treats me poorly, you have my word, on our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. A tear rolls down from behind Stone Oni's demonic mask. You sure you want to marry into this? And one last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff? Don't forget it, but maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, and it was already done. Do something for yourself now. Just my 2 cents. Be well, Rin. I will see you again soon. Now let's go, servants. Clint, Denise, return me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to? Yes, sure. I swear, this is still better than dealing with Trapper's dad. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful to your great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realize I'll never measure up to someone like that, or worry with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask. Don't worry, I would never expect you to, or want you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. But that's not the life I imagined for myself. The sense of abstract duty, anger at a world changing around me, and a lust for blood. There's no way to live, and yet, you know that I, a Yamaoka, a way of life. Forever I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside me, or at least maybe I was until now. Call me that dragon tamer, baby. You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think we spent a long time in this lantern room. We should get back to the beach. The beach. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as the storm cloud rolls in and surrounds the black lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it'll rise again. Oh my god. Why is she naked? The spirit removes her sheer robe, showing her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could help me get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Again? I mean, of course. Last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. To be totally real with you, I kind of just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. I swear though, if I tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled as a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady, steady. She is a foot freak, yes. Almost. Almost. Yes. Yeah. God, that's so goddamn hot. I love feeling your hands sliding up and down my feet and between my toes. My skin has never been more moist. Get up here right now. She's into feet in a weird way. In a freaky way. I'm not into feet, but she is. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotioned hands, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours, surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. Clouds cover the moon. You find yourself on the beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. As Spirit pulls you close, you feel bits of glass pressing into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like the ocean. Salty air stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it'll have all been worth it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself exhausted away from Spirit. Ooh, woo! A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think this got stuck in me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertips over the sharp edge of the glass shard. Keep it. Consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. I got to keep her glass. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now it's the time to face your destiny. Actually, about that, can we talk privately? Maybe not here. Maybe somewhere else would be better for this talk. You know how we feel about schedules, Spirit, very strongly. And you know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather this talk with her private. It's not right to do it in front of everyone. You know, from my experience in upper management and my father's mind, I learned that if you're going to fire someone, it's best to do it in public so they don't freak out. Please, enough of fire talk. Wait, you think, no, she couldn't be. They seem so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit's still Spirit. But if I try to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder her yet, so... Okay, fine, your guess is as good as mine, really. The girl's very hard to read. A word of advice, though. If you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out. Did someone say final howls? That ends my whole jam. Can I stay? Especially you, out. Lame. Alone with Spirit, you feel something awful hanging in the air. More awful than ever than lingering smell of clever body spray. Ugh, that gag. I'm gagging. We're all gagging for cleaver body spray. I don't know what you're planning on saying. Before you say anything, just know that I've really enjoyed my time with you. Getting to know you over the past few days helped me get to know myself. For that, I just wanted to say thank you. That's sweet. You're welcome. And you know what? It's the kind of thing that shows me you've got a good heart inside of you. Too good for me to carve out and toss into the ocean, but also too good for me to love. I need someone who shares my interests, someone I can connect with, someone jaded and dispassionate, only driven forward by a desire for revenge. I need someone who isn't so warm that I feel cold in comparison. I need someone who isn't you. Can we just be friends? I don't know if... Before you finish that, just know if we're not friends, we'll probably become enemies and I will destroy you. Friends it is. So glad to have you here for me when I need you, but not also too close to me when I don't. So yeah, I'll see you around. Spirit starts to leave. Wait, that's it? This is how it ends? You just leave me here? I'm not so sure I use the word ends. And for that matter, I wouldn't say I'm leaving, but us, we're definitely through. The fact you can't see that, well, it just proves we never really belonged together. Anyhow, good night. What the hell? I just spent all this time on this island doing everything I can to get to know you, only to be told that I should leave the chocolate factory through the side door? I don't know what that means. Anyway, I said good night. Jeez, I'm sorry. What a bummer. Hey, why'd you keep saying she'll see me around? Gosh, I have no idea. Friends forever. And so, my precious killers live happily ever after, as they should, learning to love themselves first and foremost. Whilst trapped in a never-ending cycle of torture and by design. Wait, did I just spoil my true identity? You made it this far, you should probably know that you'll have to play again to find out more. Goodbye, see you again later, and again, and again, and again. Forever. We did it! We beat it. That was good. I enjoyed that game. I liked it. Right, we did get the freaking Spirit friend zone. Like, what was up with that? I want to look at my achievements that I got. I got 9 out of 36. Oh my god. Yeah, I got an achievement called Friends Forever. Oh my god, there's an achievement. Finish the full game once through. Did you? I dare you to try that again. Oh, I thought it was because I finished it in one sitting. Oops. Well. We do have our ad coming up, which I'll have the ad play in our ending soon screen. But I do want to say thank you everyone for being here today. I had a rough time with my computer, and now that we're back, we have our beautiful stream back up and running. And we didn't really have to miss that much. Tomorrow, we are going to be playing the Dark Pictures House of Ashes game. It will be right over here on this channel. Here's the Discord for all of our announcements. We also have our manga club, who's currently reading some Junji Ito. You should definitely check that out. And here are all my socials. My card is currently a work in progress, and I'm working on getting some cool stuff in there. And with that, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye!